changed filming locations for today's video, and I have a funny feeling that a lot of you are going to be wondering about the projects that are behind me. So I thought I'd just give you a quick peek, close up, and tell you what they are. So starting over here, this is Mary Harry, 1808. This was the Modern Folk Embroidery Sampler September mystery stitch that we put out as a collaboration last year. To the left, we have a Modern Folk Embroidery Rule of Life and bestow your alms whenever you see an object in necessity. That does have the old-fashioned S's that look like F's. And I should say each of these is stitched with Leo&Roxy Floss Co. Floss, and they were stitched by Ellen. To the left we have I Am No Bird, another Modern Folk Embroidery piece, Jane Eyre, 1847. This October is the 175th anniversary of the publication of Jane Eyre, and it's just a really fun chart. Moving up, one of the few not shop models that was stitched by me many years ago. The Inn at Fox River Mill, that's a Little House Needleworks design, and I stitched that. I know it's a 36 count fabric, 2 strands of floss over 2, and I used all of the called for flosses. That was such a fun stitch. I loved working on that. Yeah, that was a favorite one. To the right, we have Ellen Hooker, 1843. Ellen stitched this on a piece of 46 count Lakeside linen, I think. I can't remember which linen she used, but I know it's a 46 count. And then last to the right, we have our last Modern Folk Embroidery. It's almost a Modern Folk Embroidery wall with one Little House Needleworks thrown in. And this is the Love Gains chart. And that was stitched on a 32 count piece of fabric. My friend Kathy stitched that, and she used chalkboard, Leo&Roxy Floss Co. chalkboard floss. So there you go. I love those motifs in there. So yes, Kathy stitched that one, and her husband Neil, also a good friend, did all of the framing that you see. Every single one. Now you'll notice there's one empty little hook right there, and something was hanging there before. It's a brand new release. I'm going to show you. I'm going to turn the camera around and I'll show you. Happy Tuesday, Flosstube. So I know in this spot, I haven't said hello yet properly today, have I? Happy Tuesday, Flosstube. My name's Caroline. Welcome back. This is a video Flosstube. We had this discussion last week and I had a great comment from somebody. I had a little internal dialogue that wasn't really internal about whether it, you know, I always feel funny calling this a podcast because it's not really it's not a podcast, and it's not a vlog, really. So Flosstube. Flosstube is what it is. Usually I have a little bit of knitting thrown in. I don't have any knitting today. You heard that right. I did not knit one single row on Sarah's Afghan. So I've got some catching up to do this week. I am the owner of Evertote, which is a small online craft business where we make project bags for crafters, as well as we are the exclusive home of Leo&Roxy Floss Co products. And coming soon in September, Hearthside Craftworks frames, floor frames and lap frames. We're still working on that. We do not have a price list or anything ready to go. We are still in transition mode. Very excited, very, very excited about the direction that things are going in. But yes, not quite ready yet. I apologize. I know I've got a lot of glare on my glasses today. There's a window directly across from me and I could take my glasses off, but then I wouldn't be able to see anything. I could move the camera, but then you wouldn't see the beautiful stitching behind me. So I'll try to stay out of the way. So don't look at me. Look at the beautiful stitching on the wall, or look at your own stitching, your own projects while we're visiting together today. So we did a really big shop update yesterday, and we've been working really hard on that shop update all week. So I didn't actually get a lot of stitching done personally, but I did get some. However, before I get to that, read the shop update, just in case you're interested. I have another channel dedicated to all of the stuff Evertote wise that I talk about, but we released a new collaboration with Macy of Quaint Rose Needlearts. So this is my first big show and tell for today, and that's what's going to be hanging right there. So this is Tweet Tweet. This is our brand new chart. Macy stitched the cover model that's on the physical copy of the chart. She also has the PDF available in her shop, and Ellen stitched the model on a piece of 46 count catnap linen with the called for Leo&Roxy Floss Co flosses. Isn't it pretty? Look at that stitching. Now, I'll tell you a little secret. The model is missing a couple of stitches. There's some stitching here, and Macy changed a couple of these green leaves to be little flowers. You can see in the chart. See there? Cool flowers. Yeah. So don't tell. Don't tell. Shop model is a little bit different. All right, let me go and hang this on the wall. Future Caroline stepping in here to let you know, because when I was editing, I realized that I never actually told you that the fact that the shop model doesn't match the chart is not Ellen's fault. So I am not blaming Ellen that the shop model is different. It has nothing to do with what Ellen stitched a beautiful chart. Macy changed a couple of things on the design after I already had the model from Ellen. I forgot to add them in. Totally my fault. So Ellen, I needed to put this in here so you didn't think that I was blaming you that the shop model was different. Thank you for always stitching everything for us. It wasn't your fault, it was my fault. Okay, back to past Caroline now. Had to come clean. There we go. Ta-da! I know, doesn't it look great? I love that wall. It just makes me happy looking at it. All that stitching. So yeah, if you have any more interest, I'm not going to go through all of the details again. I've done an entire video based on everything in the shop update, and you can find that over on the other channel, which is called Evertote Notes from the Workshop. So I am most definitely not going to go through all of that again today, because that would be a bit boring for those of you who tend to visit me over there as well. Except for one of the things. I know I said I wasn't going to do it, but this one is important because this is a fundraiser. These bags, this fabric here, this beautiful blue background, and then the same print in the white background. This fabric is called Loon Toss. $2.50 Canadian from every bag set sold of the Loon Toss bags is going to be donated to the Indian Residential School Survivor Society. So that money collection will carry on for the duration of the time that these bags are available in the shop until we run out of fabric. So you can hear more about the details on that and read about them in the listing that's on the shop, or watch the video. I'll leave links to the other videos in the drop down box below. So yeah, it was a pretty big shop update. Pretty big. So if I look a little tired today, that's probably why. It's probably why. It was a very busy day yesterday. I'm trying to think. I have everything kind of in order here that I want to talk about. So I have a little giveaway for today, for today's Flosstube video. I was going through, I had a couple of extra leftover goodies from the Stitch North cross stitch retreat that happened back in April, and Tiny Modernist was one of our vendors there at the retreat, and so I had a couple of leftover charts from Cheryl. These were handed out in our swag bag at the retreat, and so I have a couple extra of these, and so I thought today it was a perfect day to offer this up for a giveaway. It says make your own magic. So it's a sweet, really sweet unicorn chart. You can see there. Now this is just the chart. It doesn't come, it's not a full kit, it is just the chart. But you could stitch that with anything in your stash and it would look great. Yeah. So if you would like to win this chart, leave me a comment below and find a way to put the word unicorn in your comment, and I'll pick a winner next week. Other thing I wanted to tell you about today, this was so cool. I saw this on Instagram. Crispy Stitches, I'm not Crispy Stitches, Chris B Stitches. I will, I'll put her Instagram name up on here. Chris posted a photo of her finished, I have the chart here in case you've never seen this. This is the Moonshine Cabin, Modern Folk Embroidery. Chris had finished hers, and she had purchased a hoop frame, like a round frame, from a company that I'd never heard of called Modern Hoopla. Amazing, amazing, like frames, like talk about the absolute perfect frame for a round design. They're gorgeous. They're all made by hand. So if you haven't seen Modern Hoopla on Instagram or heard about anyone talk about them before, I would highly recommend checking her out. Her stuff looks like, her frames are gorgeous, gorgeous. I believe she's based in Virginia in the States. So you can check her out on Instagram at Modern Hoopla, and also modernhoopla.co is her website, which should take you there, and you should check her out. If you've ever stitched a round design and you're looking for a really special way to finish it, when I'm finished mine, I think I'm gonna splurge and I'm gonna purchase something from her, because wow, what an amazing way to finish it. They're gorgeous, really, really gorgeous. So yeah, Modern Hoopla. That was I kept scrolling through her feed and I was like, oh, look at all these beautiful things. Yeah, it's quite funny. We need to talk about, I know it's a little early, but we need to talk about the month of December. The month of December on this channel here, the last few years, last year, did I do daily Flossmas videos last year? I think I might have done them for most of the time up until the 25th, and then I don't think I did them for the last couple of weeks of the month. Flossmas videos this year are going to be a little bit different and a little bit special, and so I'm telling you about it now in case you'd like to join in. Many of you will already know about this because we have been selling a holiday countdown here at Evertote for, I think we put them up in April. I think they were for sale in April. The full kits are now sold out. I don't have any more of those available. However, if you would like to participate in the daily stitch along, and that's where I'm leading with this, on this channel in the month of December, I'm going to be hosting a daily stitch along that coincides with the Modern Folk Embroidery, Leo&Roxy Floss Co, Evertote Holiday Countdown. And so if you did not purchase the full kit, or you didn't want to purchase the full kit, but you'd still like to participate in that sort of daily, you know, finding out what the pattern is and stitching along with an entire community of stitchers, there are going to be a lot of people doing this stitch along. We now have the chart available for purchase. Now, obviously we don't have the chart ready to go. We won't be sending out, and I should actually just mention that many of you have ordered the Holiday Countdown full kit. I'm starting to get emails from people saying, where is it, when is it shipping, etc., etc. Right from the beginning, we've said we're not shipping them out until the end of September, beginning of October. That's when they're going to begin to ship out, and we're going to be starting with the international customers first. Our plan is the last week of September, and then it should take us, we've done the math, it's going to take us 10 full business days to ship everything out. So we are going to ship the individual booklet charts at the same time. So if you would like to join in the daily stitch along, I'm going to be hosting it here on the channel every single day, 25 full days, Christmas Day included. And so the booklet chart's going to be a little bit different than the Holiday Countdown box, because the Holiday Countdown box, it's set up like an Advent style. You know, if you've ever had the David's Tea calendar or a yarn calendar or a, you know, something to that effect. The full set has something to open every day. If you would like to follow along on the stitch along, you're going to be getting this as one booklet chart. It's not going to be divided up or a secret. So it's going to be up to you. We ask that you not share the upcoming days ahead. I'm sure you can understand that the cost involved in order to separate all 25 days and package that for an individual consumer, you would have to pay about, you know, $75 for us to ship you just the chart to stitch along. We can't do this PDF. We're not doing this as a PDF. It's physical chart only. So that is why for, I believe it's $22 plus shipping, we can send you the chart and you can join along with us. So you can choose threads from your stash. You can have some fun with this and every day see what the color is that's unveiled, and you can choose something from your own stash to join along. Or, you know, it's Jacob. You could stitch it as a monochromatic piece. Pick your favorite holiday red and stitch the whole thing that way. Whatever you choose. So if you'd like to join in on the stitch along, I'm going to leave a direct link in the drop down box below that will take you directly to just the chart. And again, we're going to be shipping those in October. So they're not going to be shipping out before October. And we do ask, please, that if you order that booklet chart, you don't order anything else at the same time, because obviously if you did, we would hope to ship that out in the next couple of weeks, not wait until October for that. So in order to keep our organizational, you know, levels high around the office, we're separating out those items that need to be shipped in October. So it's going to be a lot of fun. And we have kept in mind that it's going to be me, Caroline, hosting the stitch along, a daily stitch along. So it's not going to be a million gajillion stitches every day. It's also not a tiny number. So I have my work cut out for me, and you are going to see me here every single day doing a Flossmas video. I'm going to be opening my holiday countdown along with you. We're going to be enjoying the daily little treat that Jacob and I have cooked up. We have gone through all 25 days and we have prepared, you know, just a little something, you know, whether it's a quote or a something every day, just to help us feel the holiday spirit together as a community. So I hope you'll join in. Again, link in the drop down box below if you would like to purchase just the booklet chart and follow along with us. I think it's going to be a lot of fun. Okay, I told you about Modern Hoopla, and I did the Tiny Modernist giveaway. Oh, Vikki Clayton Silk Floss. Last week I talked about Maureen and the Hammer. Maureen and the Hammer sent me a whole bunch of Vikki Clayton silk floss, beautiful, beautiful silk floss, and I had said that we were going to be putting up some auctions on my Instagram page, which is at Evertotes. We were going to be doing some auctions in benefit of the Brain Aneurysm Foundation last Friday. But I had a little brain freeze last Tuesday, and I forgot that Hannah was not working on Friday. And in order to run these auctions, I really need Hannah's help. She's just a lot quicker at these things. She's also been the one doing, like, setting up the auctions every week, so she's quite fast at, you know, knowing what to put in the listing and make sure that everything is accurate. And she wasn't there, and I just didn't have enough time to get to those auctions on my own. So if you were looking for them last Friday, I apologize. They are going to be there this Friday. We have divided up, you know, there was a lot of silk floss there. We've divided it up into 3 lots, and we are going to be auctioning off those 3 lots. There will be photos. You'll see what is what. We've put a couple pieces of the linen with it. We're going to put a couple of charts in there. It's going to be like think of it as a big stash enhancement bundle. And at the same time, you're benefiting the Brain Aneurysm Foundation of the United States. So I promise on Friday, we usually aim for about 11 a.m. for the auctions to go up, and we leave them up for an entire week. So you'll have a whole week in case you forget and you see a little reminder and you're like, oh yes, I meant to bid on one of those things. You'll see. So it will be up on Friday. If it's not up right at 11 a.m., it'll be up on Friday at some point, I promise. And again, a huge thank you to Maureen and Anne, who sent me some beautiful charts. So we're going to be putting together some rather lovely bundles for Friday. So watch out for that. Okay, the 2 projects that I work really hard, I have been trying so hard to give you updates every week so that I keep myself consistent. Well, this was the first week I had a little stumble because I think I mentioned, did I mention already? I have not put a single row of knitting into my Afghan for my daughter, Sarah. Just didn't happen, but that's okay. 1 week. As long as it doesn't go to 2 weeks, I will still make progress. So I'm definitely going to have to tell you next week that I've put a few rows in. So wait for it. You'll hear it. I will have done it, I promise. Amtrak. I put a little bit of work into Amtrak. I really wasn't motivated to work on it a lot this week because I'm just finding that when I'm in like heavy workload mode and I'm a little tired when I get home at night, 40 and 46 count is just, it's too much. I'm too tired. I need to really focus on, you know, the linen and making sure that I'm not skipping a thread. So no one wants to frog 40 and 46 count. Nobody wants to have to rip out mistakes. So I find that I'm gravitating towards the larger counts, 2 threads, monochromatic stitching, things that are easy. And so Amtrak was really difficult to make myself sit down, but I did it. I did it on last weekend. We went to visit my mom and dad. I'll tell you about that at the end, okay? I'll save all the personal chit chat to very personal chit chat. I know, I intersperse it here and there. I'll save it to the end. When I got home from my parents' house on the weekend, it was still early enough in the day, and John had some work to do and I had some work to do, but before I got into work mode, I was still, you know, in that, I think I could do it right now. So I sat down for an hour and I put some stitches into my Amtrak. So I've taken a photo of my progress. I will pop it in here over top of me talking about it. You can see that I've been working diligently on that one border, that one motif border, because I'm really comfortable with the pattern now. So it's easy to pick up a new thread length of floss and just add it in. So this is being stitched, excuse me, on a 25 count even weave, 1 strand of silk floss over 1. I'm using a Vikki Clayton super old stash in the colorways OMG Red 1149, Steelies, and Night Smoke. Those are the 3 colors. And I know I say this every week, so for those of you who are here with me every week, I love that you're still here. Thank you for watching my minuscule snail pace progress on these massive things. You are really helping me. You're really helping me see the finish line. So very motivating. Thank you very much. So yeah, that's Amtrak. It's a pattern by Sampler Cove, Amtrak, A-M-T-R-A-K. And you can find the Sampler Cove charts at Celtic Hobbies, www.celtichobbies.com. Anything that I mention about my things that I'm working on, my projects, I do try now. I'm getting much better at it, at putting all of the information and the details of the things that I'm telling you. I try to put it in the drop-down box below. Today I will not have information up on the pieces that I shared at the beginning of the video. If I forgot to say anything while I was showing them and you have any questions for me, leave me a question down below and I'll try to answer it fairly quickly. So yeah, I did work a little bit on it, and you know, it was only an hour, but an hour is better than sitting in my whip pile for another 2 years. So here, let's get it done. Okay, what else have we got to show you? So I mentioned I've been working on, my larger count fabrics. So the larger count fabrics at the moment, because I can carry them around easily from work to home, and you know, we went to my parents' house. I did not stitch a single stitch at my parents' house, not a single one. There were 2 very furry, cute distractions at my parents' house. Again, I'll tell you about it at the end. I've even got a little video clip for you. They're so cute. I took everything. I didn't do anything. Recognize these colors? Pippi and South Beach. You got it. I worked on my Hälsingland Blommor, or the Swedish flower. There we go. I know, it doesn't look a ton different than last week. However, like we say, progress is progress, right? So what I did do was I added some stitches. I completed the Pippi stitching that's in there. So I completed this corner here. I just need to put a little South Beach in there. And then I worked on this border. I worked up that side there. Again, easy stitching when you're tired. It's just so nice. It's so nice. And you know, I had mentioned last week, I kind of went off on a little trail where I talked about the fact that I really couldn't, you know, I couldn't draw as a teenager or a child other than stick figures, and how stitching allows me to fill that artistic need, such as it is, you know. And there were a few of you who, you know, said you knew exactly how I felt and you felt the same way. And isn't that the best, when you feel like you connect with somebody else because they feel the same way that you do about something that you think nobody else would understand, or that you're weird or whatever, you know? I mean, my husband, he doesn't want to listen to this kind of, you know, he doesn't want to look at my, like, oh, look at this linen. But you guys want to look at it. Isn't it gorgeous? Yeah, I know. This is going to be a cushion on my couch. And trust me, it's going to look smashing. Oh, fabric is a 28 count, one of a kind, Leo&Roxy Floss Co linen, and 2 strands of floss over 2, and it's Pippi and South Beach. Yeah, I love it. Okay, this next one, Witch by La Di Da. I mean, come on, look at that cat. That cat sells the whole chart. It's so cute. And look at her little boots and the little mice. See the little mice? Yeah. I can't wait to stitch this border. That's gonna be really fun. And the little spider hanging. I mean, everything, you look at this and you just, every time you look at it, you see something a little bit different. It's so cute. You ready? Now, I'm not Ellen, so it's not done, but I mean, for me, I think you'll be impressed. Look at how much of her skirt I did. See? Isn't that something? I am pretty proud of myself. So let me bring it up nice and close so you can see her in all her glory. Look at that skirt. Isn't that cute? Her hair and her sassy little hands on her hips. Yeah, really such a fun stitch. I know. There are just those days where you think, I just want to go home and stitch. But there's too much to do. Yeah, this has been so fun working on this. So I am stitching this on a piece of 32 count, one-of-a-kind Leo&Roxy Floss Co linen, and the floss I'm using is a Leo&Roxy Floss Co floss called Vampish. Vampish is a super, super, super dark, dark, dark purple, and it's gorgeous. Gorgeous. It's lovely and soft. Yeah, it's nice to stitch well. I stitch with Leo&Roxy. It's what I stitch with. It's what I sell. If I didn't love it, that would really stink, wouldn't it? Fortunately, it's good stuff. Okay, next up. Sweetheart Tree, the bee skep. This is called the Teeny Bee Skep. So I showed this to you last week. This was my Whatever Happened To. Now, I'm not going to do Whatever Happened To every week, because when I bring these out and I look at them, I am motivated to work on them. And if every week I picked another thing from the whip pile to show you that I haven't worked on in a long time, I wouldn't see any progress on the Whatever Happened To that I'm showing you. So I'm going to save them as kind of special treats for both me and you. So Teeny Bee Skep. Look at that. Okay, are you ready? Want to see how much I've done? Ta-da! I think you can see a fair bit of progress from last time I showed it to you last week. I know, look, I finished this entire, was it this side or which side was it? No, the other side. That side is new, right there. And then I stitched the hole that's in the skep, and then I did all of the back stitching around the bee skep. So all of this back stitching and little white flowers, that's all new. And all of the little hole, the little door, and all of the back stitching is what I did. And you know, these things are little. It really didn't take that long, but how satisfying is that? So now, other than beads, this is half complete. So now I just have the bottom half to do and put in the beads. But I can't wait to stitch the little bee. See the little bee? Yeah. And what I love about this, it has specialty stitches in it, but they're only 1.5 inches long. So you get into it, and then by the time you're annoyed by it, you're done. Perfect. It's my kind of specialty stitching. So I'm actually really pleased with this. I've got this on my little 6-inch Q-snap. I don't often put all of the 4 bars on it. This is that 35 count. I was talking about this fabric last week. It was a full kit, came with everything. And the fabric that came in this kit is a 35 count lamb's wool linen. It is the stiffest stuff you've ever worked with. It's actually frankly a little unpleasant. And if it wasn't exactly the size of the Q-snap, I would probably have it covered with, you know, some kind of grime guard or something. But I find that because this side doesn't hang over, it's not really bugging me too much. But it's that, if you've ever worked with a kit that had that particular lamb's wool linen in it, you know exactly what I mean. I don't know, I like a softer touch linen. However, came with the kit, and it's totally usable, and it looks cute as a button. So I'm not mad about it at all. Oh, so cute. So cute. Okay, the very last thing that I have to share with you today. Some of you who are at Stitch North might have seen this. So for some of you, this might not be a total, you know, out of the dark kind of thing. But I think for many of you, you will have never seen this or even known that this was kind of coming down the pass. So you know that I'm a big fan of Krista, of Avalia Embroidery, Avalia Folk Embroidery, excuse me. Well, Krista also has some PDFs available on her site. And when I brought her kits in, you know, what, 6 months ago, I brought some of her kits into the shop. I also spoke with Krista at the time about being able to offer some of her PDFs as physical charts. And she said I could. She's nice like that. She's amazing. She's really very kind, and it's been fun to get to know her just a little bit better. So we brought in Macedonian birds. And we have had this chart since Stitch North back in April, but we just haven't had a good chance to work it into an update, or, you know, I wanted to take my time. I'll show you why in a moment. But all of the shop update, everything that we put in yesterday, it's all about birds. We've got Macy's Tweet Tweet chart. We've got the loon toss bags. It just felt like it was such a perfect fit and a perfect time to introduce into the shop the Avalia Folk Embroidery Macedonian Birds chart, because we did a Leo&Roxy Floss Co conversion for it. So Krista charted this for DMC, which looks amazing. But Ellen chose some Leo&Roxy Floss Co colors, and then she stitched the first half of it. You see where this is going, right? Guess who's gonna stitch the second half? Not Luna. So let me put it on the chart here. That's my information tag. Hang on a second. I know, not doing a very good job here, am I? Look at that. Right. Isn't that pretty? Yeah. I want you to be able to see it. It's so beautiful. Oh, gorgeous. So what I love about this is that not only am I going to end up with a shop model, but half of it was stitched by my very good friend, sister from another mother, Ellen Reed of Maximum Cross Stitch Power Hour, and I get to stitch the other half. So Ellen crosses her X's the other way from what I do, and I am going to purposefully stitch the other half of this chart my way, because, well, this is something that Ellen and I will have done together. Now, there's no way I am ever going to be able to finish it as fast as Ellen would. However, I have, you know, I have other skills. I'm not a fast stitcher, and I'm not Ellen. There's only one Ellen. So Macedonian birds, beautiful. She chose, this is a 37 count Russian tea cake linen. It's beautiful. I think she got it from Traditional Stitches. Pretty sure they sell the Russian tea cake linen. It's gorgeous. So yeah, this is 37 count. She's using 1 strand of floss over 2. And the Leo&Roxy Floss Co floss is, let me show you. Oh, I don't have names on the backs. I don't have names on the backs of these two, but this is Falu Red, F-A-L-U. It's a very popular Leo&Roxy Floss Co color. Falu Red is one of our most popular reds. It's a beauty. And then this is Haystack, also a very popular color. Haystack and Falu Red were the two flosses that we actually, you'll see these. This is why I had the Tiny Modernist chart to give away. I had an extra swag bag that I disassembled, and so I am using the 2 bits of floss, the 2 freebie skeins of floss in my Macedonian birds because, well, they're the right colors. So Fallow Red and Haystack, and then Seize the Day. This one, let me show you. Seize the Day is that beautiful blue, and Pacific. Gorgeous. They're a really nice match together. Yeah, beautiful. Seize the Day and Pacific. So when you put them all together, look at that color combo. Gorgeous. Yeah, she's a beauty. So Macedonian birds. So I have a fair bit of work to do. I have to basically repeat this. So there's Ellen, and we need to put Caroline on the other side. Yeah. Look at that border. Look at that border. I mean, that border, Krista does amazingly beautiful borders. Gorgeous. Yeah. So, whew, too many things to stitch, not enough time. Not enough time. All right, let me check my list and make sure I remembered everything to tell you. I think I did. Looks like I did. Okay, so that's it for me. It's time to make a cup of coffee. I have some linen orders to process this afternoon. Tuesday, Louise is not in on Tuesday. Louise is my main packaging and shipping help here at Evertote. She is not in today, but she's back in tomorrow, so orders will start. You'll start seeing those shipping notifications again. The time on our website is pretty accurate. Linen orders take about 1 to 2 weeks, business days, 5 to 10 business days to process, and bag orders are 2 to 3 weeks. And because we've just had such a big shop update, I would expect that to be more to the 3-week time. So we do try to get things out as fast as possible. Charts, just charts and floss orders, those tend to go out within 3 to 5 business days. So if you ever have any questions at any time, you can email myself, Caroline at evertote.ca, or trusty Hannah at evertote.ca. And yeah, those links will be down below. I feel like there's something I'm forgetting to say, but I clearly couldn't be. Personal chit chat. See, I knew there was something. I knew it. I just knew there was something. We went to my parents' house, and yes, Mom had both. My mom had made garlic dill pickles. I've mentioned these a couple of times, but maybe I haven't mentioned it in a while. So my mother makes the best homemade garlic dill pickles. Maybe your mom makes garlic dill pickles. Maybe you make garlic dill pickles. They're not as good as my mom's. My mom makes the best garlic dill pickles. They are so good. And I usually have to fight my dad for a jar, but he's very gracious and he allowed me to take a jar home. And she had also made her very special homemade relish, which is also, it's amazing. Little dollop of that in some egg salad or tuna salad. So good. So I was able to bring some of that. She had some of that ready for me. And see, the reason we went was because my dad had purchased tickets for Nicholas and John and himself to go to a football game in the Hammer in Hamilton. So Maureen, my dad and Nicholas and John were in Hamilton on Friday night. I grew up close to Hamilton. In fact, I was born in Hamilton. I was born in the Hammer. So there you go, random fact. They went to a football game. They went to go and see the Toronto Argonauts versus the Hamilton Tiger Cats. And my dad has always been the biggest fan of the Hamilton Tiger Cats. And apparently the rivalry between the Argonauts and the Tie Cats is legendary. And so it's really quite, if you're gonna go to a Tie Cats game, you really wanna try and go when they're playing the Argonauts. And so they did go, and Hamilton won. Hamilton, I guess they've had a bit of a losing streak lately, but they won on Friday night. So the boys had an amazing time. They had so much fun. And I hung out at my mom's house. I hung out at their house. I hung out with my mom. And Sarah had driven, she's been living in Oakville for the summer. She's been working this summer. So she drove down and met us there. And the three boys went and watched football, and the 3 girls stayed at home, and we sat out in the backyard and just chatted for the whole night. And it was so nice. So I didn't stitch. I didn't stitch while we were outside. The reason we sat outside all night was, well, first of all, it was nice. It was really, really a nice evening. But I had to take Luna, and Luna's not good with cats. Luna can't be around cats. It just wouldn't. I don't need to explain why, because it just wouldn't be good. Nothing has ever happened, but trust me, something would happen. So Luna can't be around cats. My parents have 2 brand new baby orange, like ginger kitties. They are the cutest things ever. So I'm gonna end this video with a little video clip that I took of them. They were literally up on top of a chair, on top of my bag, chasing each other in circles. And like, they're 4 months old. They're full of energy. They are the cutest little puffballs. So there's a little boy and a little girl. And ginger girls are, I think that's only about 20% of ginger cats are girls, but the mother was a full ginger cat, and so their names are Chili and Pepper. So Chili and Pepper completely distracted me from any possible thoughts of stitching or crafting while I was at Mom and Dad's house. And yeah, it was a great visit. It was really nice to spend time together, and yeah, we had a great time. And oh, I wanted to pack those kittens up in my bag and bring them home. They were so cute. And I was really glad that I got to see them while they were still babies, because we all know how fast kittens and puppies grow, and you know, before you know it, they're fully grown and not nearly as you know, crazy active and tiny, and you know the kitten stage where they're just, you just want to cuddle them for hours and hours. So Nicholas was also, well, Nicholas and Sarah got their kitten fill that last weekend, so that was really fun. What else? Oh, Val left me a comment. Val left me a comment about Luna having a few accidents around the house and possibly needing some more medication. That, you know, as ladies get to become a certain age, we all maybe need a little bit of help in that department. Yes, I agree. It's only that it was odd that it was coming right on the heels of a bladder infection. So I think you're probably right. But actually things seem to have improved, gotten a bit better. So I think we'll hold off on now. She really doesn't do well on medication. So if it's something that just needed a little bit of extra time, then I think we'll see if we can wait it out. Everything else seems to be fine. John has the workshop in the garage for getting ready to start learning how to make the Hearthside Craftworks frames. He's traveling to Calgary next week. He leaves on Wednesday. Both kids are going to be going with him. They're going to be spending a week in Calgary. So when he's not working with John Wilkes, the original owner of Hearthside Craftworks, the man who developed the stands, when he's not learning the trade from John, the other John, he and the kids are going to be touring around Calgary and the area, and they've got some fun things planned, and all 3 of them are really excited about the trip. I'm going to be staying here working. I've got lots of work to do, but also my family is going to be coming down. My brother and my dad are going to be doing some of the work in the workshop helping John get a few things ready to go for when he gets back. So I'm going to be there at home with them on the weekend. And yeah, so we've got some other family things planned. And, you know, just the usual. Life is, there's an expression, isn't it? It's in the details. Life is in the details. And there's always a lot of details, but generally all of the details are really good. So life feels good. Big changes coming for our family. And I know I talked about this a little bit last week, but it's exciting. It's very exciting, a little bit nerve-wracking, but yeah, we're getting there. So anyways, now it really is time for coffee and back to work. So on that note, I hope that you're well. I hope that you're safe, and I hope that you have lots of crafting to do this week. Keep you company and make you happy. And I will see you. We've got a few other smaller videos planned for the workshop channel. Hannah's going to do an update on she's going to show you some of the Floss Club. The June Floss Club was just released into the shop, so she's going to give you an up close look at that. What else? I think that's about it. Yeah. Okay. So I'll see you next Tuesday for another regular floss tube. And again, Sarah's Afghan, more Amtrak. It's on the menu. On the menu. Got to get it done. So happy stitching, everybody. Take care.
See? She's after his, he's after hers.